Maybe people like to hate so much
they
they don't even want to watch it.
I was behind, so I was like, okay, I definitely won, but you know, I'm not going to rely on my math skills right now.
I mean, I've worked on that self-defense for a long time. I want to start thinking, Mark, you don't want to go down this route, man. And then I took the first hit.
He got dipped, I would have thrown hands.
No. It's finally happening. I can talk about this. I do not own a Cybertruck.
It's been a couple of days, and so, to be honest, I don't even remember the race, but we can talk about it for a sec. But as a week as a whole, the squad's had a real come up, you know. I think most of it is, I think, to be expected a little bit. We're obviously going to always make progress with. That first meet was just the first one after a long time, and we were focused on kind of just getting fit and getting ready, but it's nice to be back and be back on top. So now that we can, I feel like now we can finally start and going into the season from here. But what did you guys think were the biggest differences between Jamaica and here from like a meet standpoint, and like where you guys were seen from behind the scenes?
I think it seemed like everything was running smoother here, in the sense of it was their second attempt at it as well. I think even little things like the getting in and out of certain areas from my end was a lot easier, and well, easier but also managed better. In Jamaica, I think anyone could have got anywhere, just because of the relaxed security out there. Where here it was definitely a little bit more structure to it, and then also from a stand point of view, I thought the atmosphere and the actual smaller stadium made it seem. Actually, I thought it was better because it did sell out Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, it would have been harder to sell. Like I think even just like the weather would have been tough on Sunday, but we're gonna need bigger stadiums just to fit the amount of people that we have. But you know, the atmosphere down that home stretch was class.
How many people do you have in attendance for you?
I think we were. How many tickets do we have? There's 20 of us.
I asked
19?
I asked for 14, but we have passes too.
Yeah, so dinner was 20, right?
Yeah.
20 people.
Yeah.
So yeah, 20. I think that's just the start though, huh? So we need to sell out some bigger stadiums.
Double it. Double it to the next one.
40 in Philly.
Yeah. But no, I think in general, I mean, look, I was chatting to some of the people that work for Renaissance Track last night, and I think they're all really proud of how this one went, because, you know, at the end of the day, it's progress. You know, this league, you can either be on the outside of it looking in and complaining about it, or you can kind of be the inside trying to change the small things that are wrong with it. But, you know, I felt like the athletes again turned up, you know, to start the meet off with a world record. I thought was kind of crazy. And then, you know, I feel like we put on a pretty good show in the 15, and then it kind of just was rolling from there. So, yeah, I think the structure for Philly is going to be a little bit different for us. I think I've got 800 first. We might be Friday, Saturday again. I like that a little bit better, and it means that we can kind of roll into the week well, and then kind of roll out of it a little bit, you know, easier, because you guys work pretty hard. So
it also just helps you stay on like your training schedule in general, so there's not too many changes when you get to start with the Friday, and then you can still finish Sunday off with a run.
Mm-hmm. And then your life is probably easier as well because of the being able to order groceries.
Oh yes. No, yeah, that was a lot easier, to be honest. That kills a lot of time. Last time in Jamaica, I'm literally going to shop every single day, or I'm trying to call places around town that have decent meat that I need to source and things like that. So yeah, Miami was it's a lot more smoother, a lot more easier to be able to maneuver with those things. So I mean, it's just like being at home, honestly. You know, it wasn't much to it.
Did you notice a difference with that, like in terms of the taste of the food from here to Jamaica?
It just felt, it just did feel like home, I would say, like, because you were just, you know, playing the same
right.
stuff
It's like
home.
I can be a lot more consistent to like our day to day.
Yeah.
Whether it's the type of foods we're using and things like that. Now Jamaica had great, like I was able to get the best meat they had, so they had great meat. It's just about the process of getting it was a lot longer than I guess getting it here. So so a lot more time to kind of do other things, I guess.
Yeah, I feel like everyone kind of stepped up. It's easier. The second meet's always easier, I think, because, you know, everyone kind of knows their role a little bit better. I think, you know, you guys stepped up a lot with, you know, maybe I'm micromanaging less. You're macro managing more. So yeah, we were figuring it out, but I mean, from 7th to 1st is a pretty good effort. But we got to figure out how we can stay up here, and obviously a lot of it comes with the training. But you know, the kind of 1% that everyone here brings is going to be good. But I'm excited for the content to come out. To be honest, I think we have. Yeah, I mean, look, if this the video for the content doesn't absolutely go to the moon, then I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening anymore.
The result has to help.
Huh?
Yeah.
This
You'd
result
think,
has
right?
to
Yeah. But maybe people like to hate so much
they
they don't even want to watch it because they know they can't hate on it.
Yeah, that's true.
Or maybe they were just enjoying watching you lose last time.
Mate, most people did.
Past 2 productions were cinematic. I'm really excited.
Shout out
Yeah.
Shay.
Big Shay.
Shay comes up.
Shay knows what he's doing. That guy's a switched on individual.
I think one of the biggest differences is how much faster the track was, which was verified by Mr. West himself.
Oh,
Yeah, it's true.
62.2 is unbelievable.
Yeah, and you ran what? Your 1500 was what? Well, me running a 400 1 second quicker was you running an 800 5 seconds quicker.
I think
So just think, if I can get to sub 60, you're talking world record 800. Like,
I think his last lap in the 15 was like 53 seconds.
Yeah.
So like,
We're working, man. I'm telling you. Yeah, as long as Marco keeps pressing, I'll be somewhere in the background. But no, I mean yeah, you're right. It shows the experiment works. Dom getting faster as the track gets faster. Yeah, we're
No,
good.
but in all seriousness, it was really great to see like Grand Slam really step it up and like try to make small incremental changes from Jamaica to today.
Yeah.
I think that you could see it like in like what Wesley was saying with the security. It was just a huge step forward from what we saw in Jamaica and like where you can go, where you can't go, regulating where just regular people can go and where the athletes are going to be. It just seemed much more regimented and manageable and like just beneficial to you guys in general. How did it feel for you?
To be honest, I think what they've actually done is just relaxed a little bit and realized that the product's good enough and they don't need everything to be, the Super Bowl. I think that's what they had kind of mentioned to me, where they're like, we want Jamaica to be the Super Bowl, and like they were trying so hard to make that happen. But now it's like more natural. I think that they kind of know their process and they can kind of move away from certain things and stay focused on the product. And at the end of the day, the product for them is like the experience for the viewer, as well as the athlete. But the viewer is going to come first, I think. And so, yeah, I think they've just relaxed on some things and stayed true on obviously all the contractual stuff with the athletes, but with the viewing experience. And I was sitting with some of the commentators last night, and they're excited to change some stuff up. Like, we need to figure out how to show that the points, there's someone that, like, to use my example, like someone who just finished 5th won the overall slam. Like, how do we do that in real time? I knew that if Marco won, I couldn't lose.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, because no one can, unless Yard got second.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or Cole got third, and I could see Yard, and I could, like, Cole was behind, so I was like, okay, I definitely won, but I'm not going to rely on my math skills right now.
right.
I'm going to need it confirmed.
We were speculating in the hot tub the night before, and we were like,
Tough life, huh? With champagne in hand,
Yeah.
we were just...
We were going to watch it back on the screen out there. And then, we were trying to figure out tactics, but we couldn't like lock any in for us to figure out on the go. It was like, there's no way Josh is going to be able to do it on the move.
No, I did. The full last 100, I was doing all math decisions. Yeah, I was like, because coming off the bend, I was like, I need to. If I get Yard, then it's done. Like I can do that. But I wasn't able to get him. But we passed someone else, and I was like, oh my goodness. And then I was like, I think it'll be fine.
I think if you would have finished 6th, you still would have got it.
Yes.
There
Even
was
if if I finished
we won by
7th,
2.
then Marco would have won because we both won 1 and we were both 7th, but the gap would have been bigger.
Yeah.
For me to
Yes.
be in 7th and him. So that was, there's definitely, but to be honest, it's like similar to, and I think if they're able to figure it out at Grand Slam track, then I would hope that the IAAF bring it into like the heptathlon and the decathlon. But I think they're worried a little bit with like the 800 and, or shorter events, whatever, like the points are going to be like this the whole time.
Yeah.
Like it's always going to be moving.
Yeah.
And so just to have that kind of on the screen at some point, I think will really help the viewing experience. But you know, yeah, we'll see. I think there's lots of development, but that's the thing is like it's the same as what we're doing. Like it's never going to be perfect right away, but the actual concept and the idea is there, and they have the right idea. So you know, it's going to develop hopefully in the next 2 years, and they come to that finished product. But you know, I think it's a pretty damn good start, to be honest. I think the meet in general was so good.
Great
Yeah.
meet.
It
honestly.
was really cool.
The track
It was
awesome.
entertaining
Yeah.
as hell as well. Like
Yeah.
they kept the crowd, and I love how they keep the crowd involved throughout the whole
Yeah.
entire time.
They doing the kiss cams or anything?
One of them was copy the movement
Oh,
that
yeah.
the athlete was making. So
Right.
whatever. So yours would have been the salsa dancing if they'd have chosen.
The old guacamole dance.
The infamous dance.
I mean, I worked on that salsa dance for a long time. To be honest, it was.
Hey, the people who loved it loved it.
Yes.
The people who hated it hated it.
That's what got me fit.
There was a funny moment whenever you crossed the 800 finish line, and I was looking down at myself, doing the math on my fingers, and I'm like, God, I must look like an idiot. And then I looked up, and you're doing the same thing. Like this guy, right?
Well, I don't know what I was expecting, but I was hoping when I was doing this, someone would say, "Don't worry, you got it."
Yeah.
But then I think Marco told me. Marco was like, "Don't worry." I was like, "Oh, Marco, you are the guy."
That's brilliant. Is there a bromance there? What's going on with Marco?
Look, people like it's funny. Like obviously I did an interview about Grand Slam track on Citius, and like obviously I was like talking about Marco not running a very good 1500 or whatever, and Marco's the nicest person. Well, I've known Marco for a while, and we met properly when we did the Grand Slam, like behind the scenes, like again when the salsa dance thing was filmed. He came up to me and he was like, he's so nice, and this is what he said. He said, "I want to start beef," and I was like, "Mark, you don't want to go down this route, man." I was like, "This isn't for us." Like, and he was like, "No. Like, I want to like let's freaking make a rivalry here. Like, let's get people excited and let's go at each other a little bit." And then I took the first hit, and he just like took it, and then and then like thanked me for punching him in the face, and then was just like being himself again. And I was like, "Damn it, Marco, you're making me look like a bad guy. Like, you've got to at least like retaliate in some way." Like,
Maybe he is retaliating. Maybe he's like baiting you. Like
Yeah.
he baited you in the gate in Jamaica.
Yeah, he did.
He did.
No, maybe track needs a bromance.
We're boys, and I think he's boys with everyone though. 'Cause he's but no,
Not
he's the man. He is the man, and I genuinely couldn't be more of a Marco fan in that last 100. I was like, because he was about to get past, and if he got past, I was done.
Yeah.
So I was legitimately close to be like, "Marco, go!"
Give him a little.
yeah. But like he almost slowed down at the line. I was like, if he got dipped, I would have thrown hands with Marco. I was like, "Mate, come on, man."
I don't think that goes well for you.
No, it's
No.
fine. He would apologize.
What's it like whenever you have maybe lost the 8 but won the meet? What are those emotions feeling like?
Well, you're also thrown into that I ran a PB as well, and so like it was a bit more of a balance. And obviously, then it's like a PB that's like so close to 144. So like emotions were all over the place, emotional damage, like just everywhere. And so, yes, I think I knew automatically that I'd won, but I was like, I don't want to celebrate it because I don't want to put it down to the math. And then I looked at the time, I was like, oh, like marker on 143, like I can't have been that far away, like definitely under 150. Let's go, huge result. Josh Kerr had to run 145.01. Now deal with it. So we got that, and then I was like, oh, that's so cool. I ran a PB. And then came. So it was like, I don't know. The mind was definitely flowing around a little bit, but I didn't feel like I ran a great 800. I think we can all say that pretty well. But
Why is that?
I felt good though, huh?
Why is that?
I ran too much of it in lane 1, I think. No, I don't know. I think, to be honest, I think it was due to just the demons of the 150. I think we're in there because I did. You're a clubhouse leader. You're sitting in there, and you got the gold bib on. You're like, okay, I'm a minute and a half away from trying to figure this out, so I've got to not make mistakes instead of being the aggressor. So I think I may have just played a little too safe, to be honest. So it's lots to learn for the next one and for Philly to try and get the next one.
Will we see 143 from you this year?
Huh?
Will we see 143 from you this year?
Genuinely think yes. I think we could make the jump over 144 to 143 because I felt really good for most of that race. Like we changed a lot of stuff for warm up, but we changed a lot of stuff coming into this meet, and I think the changes that Danny made, the changes that you made, and everyone on this team made is the reason that we were able to run that fast. But I do think I've been trying to break 145 for a long time, and I ran that actually 6 years ago, 145.3 in 2019. So yeah, we have some progress to make, and the training numbers are showing that we can run faster. So yeah.
Do you want to chat about like some of those changes? Like what do you think for you from your perspective? I know what we changed, but what do you feel like has been the best for you from Jamaica to here?
I said it a little bit in the live interview, and there's the difference between training to be really fit and maybe a little bit overcooked from like mentally just staying locked in and trying to get ready to like be good enough to run 330 or 332 or whatever it is, to like being race sharp, where you're like, all of my training is because I want to be really good at this race or at these races coming up. And so my approach to training was very much in the last month a lot more race focused. So the specific moves I was making, when I was putting spikes on in sessions, and then just like timing on things and just like really dialing in each part, like warm up and stuff like that, where call room, doing call room prep, and so all that is to say that we took a lot more time with getting ready to race versus getting ready to like put out a good performance. Because at the end of the day in these races you've got to have a winner's mentality, and it's hard. I mean, it's the group of guys, the 8 guys that come to these meets in the 8 and 15. I got a very nice rude interview right after that said this is the lowest point total that anyone's ever won. I was like, that's awesome, I really appreciate that. But I was like, to be honest, if you think about it, how cool is that? Like that just shows how difficult this event is and how different the 8 and 15 are.
Right.
Because the guys that were 8, 7, 6 are now 1, 2, 3 and other way around. So it's like I think that makes it really exciting for the second day.
Right.
And I think it will change a lot with the 8 and 15 and what order it's in and who's coming in as the leader and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it was like for you in the crowd. Obviously, the family were going crazy, which is really cool. And but from like a viewing in the stands in the last 100, do you think I had it?
In what?
In the 15. Yeah.
Seeing how you came off that last curve,
Yeah.
the arms,
Yeah.
and like, yeah, no,
Yeah.
you had no,
Yeah.
for sure. You can't. No, you
I
came
took
off
some
strong.
compliments from Westy's 400, I think.
I normally get to hear the tactics before, or Julian like fills me in, and I didn't get that rundown, and I hate when I don't.
Oh,
because
really?
I didn't know that was how it was supposed to go. So I was like, oh no.
And then we got one of the.
Down the back straight, I was like, oh no.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I
I didn't know
I was
you were
like,
waiting.
I think my biggest thing was if you can run those races like you're holding the biggest secret of your life, where it's like I feel so good but I can't show anyone it. It's like that was what I was holding on to. You're just like, and then that builds energy, it builds like everything, and then like that first pop. I mean, I didn't have the space, so a lot of my energy was like trying to get out and then through. Yeah, and so that was like what I was going for, but it was like I didn't want anyone to know, and then as soon as this like run down the home stretch, and to be honest, I thought I was going to run away from him. I didn't, but the last 50 was just trying to hold form, and then the last 25 I actually took a deep breath and just kind of relaxed into the last couple of steps. But it was it was a good high. I think it was a lot of fun. And then obviously the emotion comes out a little bit, and then because I mean that was the A goal, come here with a 15, like, and then the 800 was going to be what it was. It was always going to be progress. I mean, running 151 would have been a tough leg.
Right.
I was going to start going that way. But we put out a post about questions, about how to spend 100k, and about questions coming in. So do we want to go over question time for a sec?
Alright, let's hear some of these questions.
Here we go. This is about, do you have a target body weight you aim for by race day?
Mark away, Rob.
You have to gain a lot there.
Whoa! Who asked the question?
Oh, sorry.
Read the name.
Julie read it
Zach
out.
Johnson for the fifth
Oh,
time.
the goal. That was a good swing.
Oh god.
Alright. Will McNally asks, would you rather fight a gorilla-sized Josh Kerr or a Josh Kerr-sized gorilla?
I think there's only one answer.
Wait.
That was a good,
Yeah.
a tricky question.
That's a tricky
That's a good question.
I mean, I'm not small. Like, I'm not saying I'm a gorilla, but like, I'm not like far off a gorilla.
What?
Yeah.
Have you seen these arms, boy?
No. But like, if you bring,
No.
but like a gorilla my size is so scary. But me the size of a gorilla doesn't seem that bad.
Right, exactly.
Whoa! Wait.
The other day, and I brought this to you because you're not going on social media, the whole thing online nowadays is 100 men versus one gorilla.
Uh-huh.
And you think you, in the size of a gorilla, you back yourself?
I mean, I'm gonna back myself regardless.
But you...
Against who? Julian?
But
choke him up.
Yeah, a human to human, but like, it's a gorilla.
Yeah, I know. That'd be great. So you guys think I'm wrong?
Well, we definitely want a gorilla-sized Josh Kerr.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. That's the answer.
Yeah.
that's-
My size with a gorilla mentality. Works great.
That'd be all about ego.
Wow.
It's basically you be your brother.
My brother's
Alright.
tiny. He's tiny.
Alright, favorite
Name?
meal eaten out. This is from Charlie D. Cooper.
Eating out. I think Catch was awesome in Miami when we went out for dinner right after the meet when Prez was just left in the room barking at all the sprinters, and that was awesome. I felt like that food was great, but I did get asked the question of like favorite cheat meal, and I did say that I would say that Jamil's pastas.
Really?
That's a cheat.
Cheat meal?
It feels like a cheat
No,
meal.
that-
Your pastas feel like a cheat meal, I think. And sometimes we get them pre-workout, and so you're like getting a lot of carbs for it. It's so good. Yeah.
I'll take that one. I'll take
Yeah,
that
it
one.
was great.
All right, from Daniel Zale. One of your favorite moments in track and field?
Personally, I would say winning Worlds in 2023. I would say it's easily my best moment. Yeah.
From Recruit, Stride, Repeat. Why do coffee clubs seem to be hating on you so much these days?
Because I get clicks.
Coffee
That's
club.
new
What's
information.
coffee club?
It's a podcast that a couple of the own guys do. I don't know. They use me in a lot of their titles because people send it to me. But like they don't have like chapters, so I can't like skip to the part where they talk about me. So I don't really know what they say. However, I'm guessing because they're putting me in the title, they just think that more people are going to click on the video because they're talking about me. So I guess they're hating on. They're like, what?
But that works too, because
I mean, everyone hates on me. That's fine. Like I guess that's trendy.
From XC Carlos. What made you start running?
To get fit for rugby. That's the easy answer.
From Fro Joe Baggins.
That's an answer.
Will you do a group run in Philly?
That's a good idea. I think we can do that. Jamil can lead the
Ah,
charge.
yeah.
Get dropped.
From also from Fro Joe Baggins. He's got a question.
Frojo bags.
Do you plan to sell your Cybertruck?
Okay, it's finally happening. I can talk about this. I do not own a Cybertruck.
You owe 10.
Yeah.
yeah, you can easily buy 10 after the winning
Wow.
this weekend.
Okay, this is crazy. I was traveling at the time. I rented a Cybertruck because they're cool and I wanted to drive one. And we took one photo from one workout, and we were also filming the signing video, the YouTube video that week. I've never owned a Cybertruck, but it was a hell of a good drive. I'll say that. It was so fun. How good was it? It was awesome. And so yeah.
We are not associated with Elon Musk.
Also, from Marcus Real, do you wipe your ass when you're sitting or do you stand up?
Oh God.
I mean, I
sorry.
don't know why. I get why people stand up, but I also find it so weird because it just closes your bone.
Yeah.
It closes the cheeks.
Yeah.
Like you're open for service, and then you're like, I'm gonna close it and like allow poo to rub between my arse cheeks as I stand up. Like that makes more of a mess. Like why would you do that?
From Moby721, when are you gonna hit the trail race circuit?
The trail race circuit? When all things are panicking. When the views are down.
From Mad Him Bad, what music do you listen to before racing?
I listen to a lot of just like EDM music, to be honest. With a balance of emotional Tom Adele. Right, keep going.
Osman, what's your necklace?
It's my lion. We got it from Paris in 2020, end of 2023. Lionel got it for me for my birthday, and then we picked it up in Paris. It's sick. It's a little lion. I love it.
From Zach Johns, what is your favorite strengthening exercise?
Strengthening? Oh God, we do. I do like to do the rack pulls. I like rack pulls because it makes you feel really strong.
From XX Slow Ass Jones, has your running career ever affected your ability to be a dad?
No, it hasn't. I am a full-time uncle at this point for 3 awesome nephews and then 1 beautiful goddaughter.
What would your 400 time roughly be from Dylan 400?
Faster than 62 too.
President might be pretty sad about that answer.
Yeah, I know, right? You can say it.
Well, I mean, yeah.
From Abby Falami, will we see you do an XC race ever again?
XC? Oh yeah. I do think that the World Cross in Tallahassee will probably have a cross relays. So that seems like it would fit in the schedule pretty well.
From Sawyer Hutton, favorite breakfast spot in Seattle?
Bryant Corner.
Brooks HQ Bistro.
Oh, I would say, Brooks HQ Bistro is pretty good.
From Hard King Kinyard, who do you like more, Yared or Cole? And who do you think is better?
Ooh. Oh, that's a tough question. It's going to be a controversial question anyway, but I'll answer it. Maybe that's the root of all my problems, that I answer too many questions. I think Yard is better than Cole. He's more consistent. He's just like really, like, Yard's turning up every single meet. And I don't think you can even say that about me at this rate after that 150. So I thought his 800 was very good as well this week. What was the other question? Who do I like better?
Yeah.
I think in general, what Yard shows from a personality standpoint is cool. I don't think I really know who Cole is. I don't think I've actually ever spoken to him.
From Simon Manette, what is your favorite shoe you've ever run in, race and daily?
Ooh, I would say that my signature spike last year, that the Hyperion Elite LD, I would say with the pink colorway with my signature in it, that was sick.
From Go Priuk, do you think athletics should look to the betting sites to boost interest in the elite side?
We did it. I think what betting brings to the sport, and maybe you guys can jump in on this, but what I think it brings to the sport is people who think they're really were great in high school or good in college or whatever, and tell everyone at the bar that they know all about running, and they're sitting probably in my comment section telling me how bad I am at running. They can at least put their money where their mouth is, and I think it brings the casual fan in to be like, hey, stop talking shit about running and actually just try and make some money off it. And so I think that's what makes most American sports entertaining and what, fills up, crowds and watching. So.
From Sam Abadi, why did you choose to stay and train in Albuquerque after college?
I was still finishing my degree initially, and obviously Lamar still was in college, and now she is back for her dermatology residency, so that's why we're there as much as possible.
Soy sauce 225. Do you have any tips for running?
Soy
runners
sauce
struggling?
224 was taken.
Do you have any tips for runners struggling with racing and confidence?
Race more, do things differently, turn up different times, try different food, you know, like do different like warm-ups, like everything needs to change until you find something that works, so just keep trying.
From Camden, sir, when will you shave the beard?
I have not clean shaven in what? You've never seen me clean shaven, right? Me and Westy were college roommates, so we've known each other since 2016. And I would say 2015 was the last time I clean shaved. And no, never, ever. I don't know what's living under here, but I can't imagine I'm going to be happy about it.
King C96, what is your weekly mileage?
70-ish. 74 in a good week, 65 on a bad week.
Tita Vasco, do you believe in cross training?
I thank goodness we went there. No.
NYC Twala, underwear or tights?
For what? Like general?
Underwear with tights? You wearing underwear
no.
underneath your half tights?
No. Free balling.
From Yoda Al, what's your fastest 200?
22.9.
From Jim27, do you give your sunglasses to fans?
I do, only on bad races, but we're gonna change that. I didn't have enough blue sunglasses for this meet, because it goes really well with the singlet. So we had to go into the archives, but we just ordered some more. So we're gonna try and bring more to meets so that we can give more out.
From Kian Ruffle, you or Ben Patterson over 1K?
Me.
From Ben Jim, we need a Grand Slam track in the UK American crowds.
Yeah.
That's not a question.
Yeah.
But it's a good
Smart though.
statement.
Big up.
Good statement.
Okay, so yeah, this is kind of our rundown. This is, you know, last time we were gonna go to dinner, now we're gonna go hang out and about. So hopefully we get some good B-roll of that. But this is the breakdown of what it looks like behind the scenes. I mean, this is all about transparency. So any questions you have, fire them into Instagram. I will never see them. It'll all be Nicole. And then all your problems with me are gonna be seen by Julian. And then all your nutrition problems are gonna be Jamil. And then hopefully you have good content from Westy, and I can run fast in 150. So that's the podcast.
There we go.
Done.